Looking at linear functions and translating phrases. So let's start off with substituting values, something you guys should be pretty familiar with. So you'll find a table here. In this table, we're being given x values, -1, 2, and 0. So all we're going to do is we're going to substitute the x values into our function y equals -2x plus 5. And then we're going to put the y value that we come out with in our table. So let's start off with -1. We're going to substitute -1 for x. Now it's always helpful whenever we substitute values in to put parentheses. They just keep track of our signs. It's easy to mess these signs up if we're not careful. So we just substituted our x with a -1. And then we're going to go ahead and follow our order of operations to simplify. And remember, when we're simplifying, we're going top to bottom. So we're going to deal with parentheses. There's nothing to do within those parentheses, so we're okay. We're going to get to exponents, which we don't have any, so we'll move on from there. Multiplication and division are together, so let's go do our multiplication. -2x times -1 is +2. And then we'll deal with our addition last. So y is going to be equal to 2 plus 5, which is 7. So we're just going to go ahead and put our 7 in our table. Let's switch colors here and then move on to the next one. The next one says x is equal to 2. So we're going to do y equals -2 times 2 plus 5. Again, we're following our order of operations. -2 times 2 is -4 plus 5. So y is going to be equal to +1. Now feel free to pause the video, rewind the video, make sure you take your notes down, write down any questions that you have on a separate sheet of paper or on the same paper if you want to, and make sure that we are able to, or I am able to answer your questions when we get back to class. Alright, let's do the last one. So this time x is 0. Two times 0 is 0. 0 plus 5 is 5. And we completed our table. Alright, so pretty straightforward, pretty easy. The next one is the same idea, but they're asking if these are solutions. So we're trying to find out if the point that they're giving us is a solution. So what they're telling us is each of these points has an x coordinate and a y coordinate. We're going to substitute into our equation and see if it comes out true. If it's true, then we'll say that we have a solution. So first step is substitute our x and y. So in this case, we're going to have 2 times -9 plus 5 times -4 equals 7. And what we're going to do is simplify. So 2 times -9 gives us -18. 5 times -4 is -20, so maybe we should put a minus there. You could put a plus negative, that's fine too. Equals 7, and then when we subtract the left hand side, we end up with -38, which is not equal to 7. Therefore, this is not a solution, because -38 is not equal to 7. Alright, let's try the same thing with the next point that they're giving us. So this time we have our x is 6. Our y is -1. All right, we're gonna go ahead and simplify. So 2 times 6 is 12, plus 5 times -1 is -5. 7 equals 7. This is correct. Therefore, this is a solution. Because in the end, 7 is equal to 7. Alright, so again, pretty straightforward. Substitute your x and your y in. We're going to simplify everything out, and we're going to check to see if we have both sides equal. If they're equal, then it is a solution. If they're not equal, it is not a solution. Okay, on to graphing. So there's two ways to graph things. If we recall the form this is in, this is slope, intercept, y equals mx plus b. We know that the number next to the x is always our slope. We know the number without the x is our y-intercept. Alright, so let's go ahead and graph this real quick using slope-intercept form. We have our y-axis, we have our x-axis. So we know that the y-intercept is at -5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our y-intercept is -5. We're going to go down to -5 on our y-axis. That's where we're starting our graph. Our slope is 2, so we're going to go up 2 spaces and across 1. Remember that our slope as a fraction, 2 over 1, is the same as 2. So we go rise 2, run 1. Alright, we have our 2 points, and we're just going to draw a line between those 2 points, and we should be good. Now, keep in mind, if you ever forget how to do a particular form for our function, you can always plot points, right? So we could have done the same thing and just said x and y and plotted a few points, and then did our graph from there. So any graph that we have, any function that we have, we can graph it by making a table and plotting points as well. Alright, on to the last thing. This time we're translating phrases. So some keywords we're looking for here. These are some of them. They're not all of the different things that you could find that hint at what they're asking us to do. So let's say we have a phrase saying the sum of twice x decreased by 3. And we're supposed to translate this. And we're going to go through this. Here's one of the keywords. There's an x involved. There's a 3 involved. And we see this decreased. All right, so let's go step by step here. So, sorry, we forgot this one too, sum. All right, so we know we're adding. Twice means 2 times. Oh, sorry, I messed this up. Let's go back. In fact, let's just erase it. Let's erase the decreased by, sorry. Here we go. And let's reword this. Sum of twice x and 3. Alright, so back to the phrase here. The sum is plus. Twice means 2 times x and 3. So we know we're adding. Twice x means 2 times x. And we're going to add that with 3. Alright, so we're just working on translating it. Sorry, I messed up the difference doesn't belong there. Um, so that's it. We're just looking for the keywords. We're putting the expressions together given the keywords that they're telling us. It should be pretty straightforward. Alright, good job today, guys. Make sure you take your notes and ask any questions that you have next class. I'll see you later.